Hello, friends. Welcome to episode 126 of One-on-One Coaching, where we believe we not only have the right to control our lives, we deserve to create them. Today, I wanted to jump in really quickly and share something that I've been thinking about lately, but I have been aware of for quite some time. In the book, As a Man Thinketh by James Allen, there's a sentence that reads, "Men are anxious to improve their circumstances but are unwilling to improve themselves. They therefore remain bound." Men are anxious to improve their circumstances but are unwilling to improve themselves. They therefore remain bound. And the question today is, what is your rock bottom that will jumpstart your transformation journey? And I relate it to the phrase I just read simply because it seems to me that most of the successful people I follow, most of my mentors, have had this life moment or life event, which I would refer to as life markers, that force them to hit rock bottom, whether that was emotionally, mentally, or physically. It could be money wise and things like that. But it seems like it's a required step. And I remember for the last 12 months, I've repeatedly said, I don't want to hit bankruptcy before I actually learn to commit to what I say I'm going to do in building a business. If you haven't listened to the prior episode, that's where I share some of the things I don't want you to know about me. And that's one of the fears I have is like, I don't want to wait to hit rock bottom before I start generating or taking action consistently to grow a business. But it seems like lately I've gotten to that point because I've stopped worrying about what other people might think, and I've started taking action anyway, reaching out to people, asking them if they know anyone that's in the process of maybe transitioning careers, or they feeling stuck in their jobs and they're not developing themselves as they once were. Maybe they're feeling a little bit unfulfilled, or that the job has taken over their lives and they're not getting enough time to do some of the personal stuff. But they're afraid of changing because they're worried that if they try to get more personal time, they'll have to sacrifice performance. Maybe they'll have to make less money, and then now they start worrying about these things of what will people think of them, and what would they do if they lower their performance or something like that. So I'm looking to work with these type of people because I want to show them that there is a way to realign life and to become more purposeful about it without having to sacrifice performance. You can do both those two things. But it is only until recently that I have consistently started taking the action to ask, to put myself out there, to send invitations, to have conversations and things like that. When for the past maybe 12 months, I wasn't as forward with it. I was ashamed of saying it, or I thought I was bothering people if I did. What changed? I'm not exactly sure, right? But it seems like for me, this rock bottom um, has blended in and just slowly but surely sneaked in and pushed me into gear and to try to get something done. Now, I have had life-changing events. I mean, getting removed from a company after 13 years of service is not an easy thing to swallow. It's not something I enjoyed very well, and then discovering that most people didn't really care about how well I'm doing, that's also unfortunate because it makes me feel lonely in a sense. But but it goes back to this concept that there seems to be a need for some experience that jump starts you into becoming more intentional in what you want to create, in who you want to hang out with, in being more forward and aggressive in owning your space, in owning your talents, in taking credit for the things that you do, and shamelessly share it with other people, whether they like it or not. I'm not sure what that is for you, but maybe you're stuck. And it might be worthwhile just thinking about what is going to be that rock bottom, what is going to be, what needs to happen in your life for you to actually feel this energy that pushes you forward, because you're trying to avoid, or you're trying to learn from the mistake and shift gears into becoming more intentional with your life. I don't have the answer for you, but I could sit down with you and we can probably figure it out in 90 minutes if that's what you want. Feel free to comment that below or send me an email to hello@101coaching.com. Either way, I'm not attached to whichever way you want to do it, but spend some time thinking about what is that rock bottom, what needs to happen in your life for you to finally say, the heck with what society wants and what other people and the people I love seem to say I should be doing because it's the right thing to do. And let's start owning my own steps towards what I want to do with my talents, what I want to do with my passion, and what I want to create for my life. What is going to be that turning point? And once you imagine that solution, maybe pretend just for a day that it has actually happened and operate from that mindset and see what actions you actually take. That's my message for today. Hopefully it added some value. Hopefully it challenged you to think a little bit differently. And I hope you take the time to do it and take some intentional action today. Have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.